Hey you guys, it's that time. Pick a story where in one of the decks or all of the decks could be a story or a message for you. So what I like to do is to have you guys pause the video and focus on a card or the deck that is resonating with you. And we'll go ahead and begin with deck number 1. All right, we have the Tower, the Moon, Four of Swords, Page of Wands, Death, overall energy, the Devil, Seven of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. Okay, so it feels like there's a situation where maybe you feel like a slave to your situation, or you feel trapped in some way. It almost seems to like maybe a seed was planted and nothing was happening at first, and then all of a sudden everything just started happening at the same time. It almost looks like maybe you woke up a sleeping giant. And whatever's going on with this situation where there's this sense of feeling trapped, it does feel like that situation is going to change drastically. Something could intensify, actually, rather than I don't know, break you from it. It just looks like something changes drastically. It does seem as if things become, they just start to spiral. And then you get like a little break, and then something just stops or comes to an end. Now, I was getting a situation maybe with someone battling addictions. It's almost like if someone had was able to overcome their addictions, and then they kind of open that door back up. It seems like it would be worse than before. And it's kind of like, what did I do? Like, it's even worse now. And then it just really looks like it could be like the worst. Now, this may be something that has already happened. As you know, I don't like predicting, death and things of that sort. But, usually when I'm picking up like a death situation, it's usually something that has already transpired. So I don't know if there is someone in your life that you're processing or still mourning the loss of this person because a situation just like spiraled. It just got worse and worse. And even if it wasn't something like an addiction, it could have been some sort of terminal illness or disease. It could be depression and someone just like hitting an all-time low out of nowhere. Yeah. Now, if this is some sort of a future ending, it could be talking more so about like if you felt like a slave to your job, or if you were felt trapped in your living situation, all of a sudden you're no longer in that situation, but it's like you're not in that situation, but you're not in any situation anymore. It's just like, oh, well, that's just completely over, and like, now what? So I don't know. It just kind of feels like there is something very intense that might be happening. It does look kind of scary. This can be something literal that's happening or something metaphorical. I am hoping that, you know, make sure that you do have fire detectors working. What do you call it? Carbon monoxide detectors working in your home. It does look like, I don't know, there could be some sort of literal fire happening in the home, or maybe near the home, or maybe it's just something happening in your neighborhood, or something that is happening around you. It also could be some sort of warning or like a scare. So like, let's say you were smelling something weird. Next thing you know, there's smoke coming out the wall. You call the fire department. They get it or stop it in its tracks. But it's kind of like, wow, that must mean that there's faulty wiring. This needs to be checked and fixed or gotten rid of. You know, so it could be that. Spiritually, not gonna lie, some things look a little scary. I almost get like a storyline of someone that is just kind of playing around with something dark magic, just kind of playing around with it. Like, let me see. It's probably not even gonna work. I'll do this. Maybe it's blood magic. Maybe it is something where it's just like, well, I'm just gonna kill something small, maybe I'll sacrifice this rat, or I'll sacrifice this moth. I don't know, like you're trying to sacrifice something small just to see what happens. Maybe nothing really happens at first. Next thing you know, something big and scary happens. You're like, oh my God, I think that's my fault. I shouldn't have done that. And, it just causes something to come to an end. Or maybe after that situation, you're like, I'm done with it. Like, I don't want to play with that stuff no more. Even if it's just like a Ouija board. It's like, oh, let me play around with a Ouija board. And something like super scary happens the day that you mess with it or played with it. Maybe initially you feel like it was in your imagination, but then, turns out that maybe you opened some sort of gateway for spirits. It could definitely be some sort of spirit trying to get your attention. Might be a child spirit, or a playful or immature spirit. Yeah, maybe something's been bothering you. Maybe you've ignored something that you felt was going on, and you were like, I don't know, just trying to ignore whatever this paranormal activity was. And then suddenly this spirit is like, you gonna stop ignoring me, and just like does something very intense for attention. And it just kind of startles you or scares you, maybe knocks something over. Yeah. So it could just be some sort of spirit that is doing things that's a little extreme to get your attention. This also can just indicate that maybe you're getting ready for Halloween. Maybe you are into horror stories and things of that nature. So you're putting a lot of scary things around your home. you're watching like a lot of horror movies, just kind of like setting a tone or getting into the mood for Halloween. So I also kind of feel like there could be something like a possession going on, and maybe you're trying to figure out like what's happening because of someone's behavior, or even if it's your own. And maybe there is a strong possibility that, I don't know, maybe there is something underneath your home. I don't know. Maybe something was buried in your home, or maybe your home was built over some sort of graveyard. Yes, I know it sounds like poltergeist, but you never know. And it does look like if something did disturb the energy, that is wreaking havoc in your home. And it does really look like the center of this has to do with this beast here. I would say be careful about, like, especially if you're doing something new, like you've never done, any certain type of divination. Only type of personal opinion divination I don't trust is tarot. I said tarot. The Ouija board. And then also something else that I don't trust is, it doesn't seem scary, but what do you call it? Oh, the pendulum. I like the pendulum at first, and then at some point it seemed like something else had attached to it, and was like more so telling, like, it wasn't scary, it just seemed like it was telling like a bunch of lies, and just like I could never get a clear answer. But no, I obviously trust my tarot cards. I was just trying to think of what that was called for the pendulum and the Ouija board. Those are the only two divinations that I don't really care for. Also, if you are, you normally do, spell work or dabble into things like that, maybe it's something new that you're doing and it's just like, oh, that backfired, or what is this? Like, that might be too much. I don't like that. I don't want to do that anymore. Because it does seem like something could be coming up from your home. Like you awakened something and now it's just something lingering or bothering you. But like I said, maybe it's happening around you, but I would be cautious. Yeah, and then the thing too, I was talking about like possession. If anybody is behaving strangely, it may not be possession like you see in a movie, but there definitely could be something attached to someone, draining their energy and, trying to influence or manipulate that person, including if this is you. Pay attention to your body, especially if you always feel drained or tired and there's nothing medically wrong with you. There could be something spiritual latched onto you. Something also could be in your backyard. Maybe some kids or previous owners did something in your backyard that was kind of on a dark side, like tried to have like a seance or tried to do something. Especially during a full moon. Like, I don't know, someone tried to do some sort of full moon ritual. I do feel like somebody is, I don't know, I'm getting like sacrificial messages here. Oh, so I was going to say too, in regards to relationships, you could be, you know, in unhealthy relationships. And if you are taking forever to let the situation go, the universe might force you into a situation that makes you let go, or just does something extreme to make your situation unbearable. Yeah. Someone could be trying to get your attention, like I said, and they're doing it in the big way. Now it does look like being released from a burden. I feel like spiritually, either an air sign or Capricorn or a fire sign, or a Scorpio could be trying to get your attention. On a grander scale, I don't know if, again, there is something going on with CERN. If they're experimenting and opening up portals. So if this is nothing personal, it could be something happening on a grander scale. Something might give you an anxiety attack, or something could trigger you emotionally. Just seems like something really just kind of like jolts you. And it seems like you start crying. Now, it could be a dream, like you wake up from this intense dream that you're like, that had to be real. Now, there could also be something going on with either a mother or a mother figure, or baby's mom. Like maybe someone is giving you anxiety. This also looks like being visited by a spirit. If this is an unhealthy relationship, there could be some sort of insecurities in regards to the guy and his baby's mom, and feeling like she is the cause of your relationship becoming unstable, or she is like the catalyst for a breakup. Also, maybe this is past, like that happened in the past, where the minute this person started interacting with the baby's mom, you guys broke up. Maybe because they realized that they had unfinished business or something. I feel like you're going to try and sleep something off. If this is having something to do with your career, there is a possibility of sabotage. Maybe someone is trying to ruin you or prevent you from getting a promotion, or maybe you self-sabotage yourself in some way. I feel like you're also trying to mentally manifest something and make it a reality. I do see something being like an initiation, but it looks like spiritual initiation. Certain spiritual gifts could get activated that are scary for you. Just feels like something comes back to life or something returns. So there could be some sort of unfinished business with a fire sign. Maybe this person calls you from an anonymous number. This person could be calling you because they're going through a breakup or because they feel like they just got out of this relationship and you're the first person that they thought of. So you could be getting ready to reconcile with a fire sign, or at least they're reaching out to you. I also feel that someone might overhear you talking on the phone about something, like someone's eavesdropping on your conversations. If you're already like going to a funeral, it's like you're just seeing a bunch of familiar faces, people that you haven't seen in years. So I kind of feel like even if something is to come to an end, it's like a blessing in disguise or like a gift. This is like you needed this. That job wasn't healthy for you. That relationship wasn't healthy for you. You needed to have surgery because whatever is inside of you wasn't healthy for you. So whatever is being removed from your life, I feel like it's a good thing. Also, going back to something more, mundane or not that intense, like somebody might get something cut off, like their phone or their lights or something. Something might get cut off and it'll be restored somehow. It is by some miraculous way. Maybe you get the money miraculously or something happens where you get it restored. Also, if something is being removed from your life, I feel like it is to make room for something more or something new. I'm hearing older names like Agatha or Agnes. So I don't know if those names ring a bell. Yeah, so I don't know. It just seems like that's pretty intense, but hope it makes sense. All right, moving on to deck number 2. You have the Three of Swords, the Sun, the Moon, Judgment, Five of Pentacles, overall energy, Four of Cups, Knight of Wands, and Four of Swords. All right, so I kind of feel that either you are having a hard time moving on from someone, or someone's been having a hard time moving on from you, especially a fire sign. Seems like this person's been thinking about you, and maybe this person's heart is aching for you because they feel like you are their soulmate. I feel like maybe ever since the breakup, they have not felt the same connection with other people that they have felt with you. They're still holding on to that emotional security that they had with you. And so I just feel like this person hasn't been able to find that. There is a possibility that some ex is going to reach out to you, like just talking the truth about their feelings, being honest and vulnerable. But I don't think it's somebody that you want to hear from, because I feel like this person is giving you anxiety and bringing up old memories of abandonment or insecurities, and you might end up rejecting that person and just feeling like just no, not wanting to go through the situation with that person anymore. Somebody also could be calling you. Something is just like one-sided. Even if this person felt like they were getting all their needs fulfilled by you, you don't feel the same way. You felt like, you were missing out, or you were lacking, and you were putting more energy into a relationship than they were. I feel that, you might struggle with security in general this week, and something might be giving you a lack of faith because you don't have what you need. And it could be financial, it could be something health-wise, it could be something dealing with the attention that you want from your partner. It just seems that there's a lack of security in your life. Something is causing you to recall or remember the past. Something that you're reminded about, something very emotional. It just seems like you don't want to deal with that anymore. Maybe you don't want to be in poverty anymore. Maybe you don't want to be rejected or evicted anymore. But those thoughts are on your mind. Another thing I'm getting is that you could be unintentionally hurting someone's feelings because you're refusing to open up to them, or you are cutting that person off emotionally or ignoring that person. And I just kind of feel like, maybe you don't realize that you're hurting them. And they're like, why doesn't this person listen to me? Or why won't they respond to me? And maybe that is not your intention, like I said, but, you're hurting someone. And someone just feels rejected by you. You could be in your feelings about something, though. I'm also getting that energy of truth hurting. So maybe, you're looking at your situation and you're like, this is the truth, but it hurts. Or this reality is, this is my reality and it's not easy. It hurts. Like something's going on where, you're hurt by the truth. And there is something that is illuminating the things that you fear, the things that you try to hide away, is being illuminated for you to see. Pay attention to the type of people that come into your life. Pay attention to the encounters that you're having with people, because especially if you're feeling impacted by it in a negative way, especially, I feel like it's trying to show you something about yourself or remind you of something that needs to be addressed. Something that you haven't maybe healed from, but you're just trying to ignore it. And then it's being like projected. So you might feel like, oh, they're projecting their issues onto me. But really what they're doing is being like that, being like the projected screen of something that's going on within you. It's like an optical illusion. Like, you think it's them, but it's really coming from within and it's being projected out. Now, you also could be consumed with your past life. Maybe, you're starting to have like a flood of past life memories, whether they're coming to you through dreams or you're looking at a movie and you just suddenly feel so emotional and you're like, I think that happened to me before in another life. Like something's going on where, your past life might start to haunt you. Yeah. I'm getting something about winter and feeling cold. I don't know if someone is concerned about this winter or doesn't want to be where they are for winter, wants to go someplace warmer. I don't know if winter is someone's name. Another thing is that if your life is fine, somebody might be coming to you for help. They're like, can you help me? Do you have any money? Can you listen to me? Can I stay with you? Like somebody might be coming to you for some sort of help or assistance. If this is about any type of argument or falling out, I do feel that someone is going to want forgiveness or wants the chance to make things right. I really feel like that is about that past person that's wanting to come back. I also feel like a contractual agreement is coming to an end. Whether that's somebody's job contract or a soul contract. But it looks like some sort of contractual agreement is coming to an end. If you have your own business, it could just be like with a client. Like you're no longer going to be working with a client. I feel like you're also being separated from something. But this is like because it's destined, it was time. You could also reject some sort of help that's being offered to you because of pride. I kind of feel like somebody's also been hiding the truth from you. And even if this person has an opportunity to express their sorriness, I feel like they turned down that opportunity or they missed an opportunity. I do feel like there is a love interest that really felt like you were their soulmate because they just felt like they could be themselves around you. But I feel like they try to let you know this indirectly, even if they're just like calling you up to ask you how you're doing. And, they're just talking about random stuff. I feel like they're trying to give you hints that they still care about you or that they still hold on to you. Or the way this person has to express themselves to you is by putting on a mask or becoming their alter ego. Somebody may have blocked you because they were dealing with their feelings, or because they were just depressed in general. I kind of feel like either you blocked somebody from your dreams or somebody blocked you from entering their dreams. Like if you used to dream about someone all the time, but now you don't dream about them anymore, it's possible that that person is blocking you, even if unintentional, because I'm seeing like a dream catcher. And I don't know, maybe someone is trying to deflect or scramble images. Yeah. In fact, just in general, you could be using a dream catcher because you're trying to block out negative thoughts or spirits from entering your space when you're sleeping or when you go into other realms in your dreams. I'm hearing something about to the end of the world. But honestly, it kind of feels romantic. Like somebody is like, I'll go to the end of the world for you. Um, I don't know. I'm getting something like a sad romance. I feel too like somebody's energy is hard to read. Like, I don't know if it's because they literally have like a split personality, or if, I don't know, something's going on where one minute this person comes off as a fire sign and the next minute they come off as an earth sign. And their energies are just confusing or merged. It also could be that there are two significant people in your life, and it's just always hard to pinpoint who the messages are coming from because they're both thinking about you or both in your energy. I feel like someone wants to visit you, or they want to know how you would feel about them visiting you, but maybe they have stayed away because you set a boundary with them or because you broke up with them. You could be feeling just confused or like you're getting mixed signals. Um, Not just from a romantic situation, maybe work wise. Like you keep getting mixed signals, like they keep making you think that you're going to get a promotion or that they're going to approve of your sick time or vacation time, but then you're not getting clear answers at work, so you just kind of feel confused and like they don't deserve you. Also, in regards to health, I feel that something is hard to diagnose because it is like mimicking a lot of things. And it's hard to like narrow down exactly what's going on with you health wise. Maybe you think you're crazy, or you're like, maybe it's just in my head, I'm not really sick, because the tests don't say that I'm sick. But I feel like something is just hard to pinpoint, because whatever you have is mimicking other things. Usually that could be like an autoimmune disease, but of course I'm no doctor. So if you are going through some sort of testing, just make sure that you are keeping up with your doctor visits, and just try to find out exactly what's wrong from your physician. But yeah, it just feels like there is something just very muddled about your condition, and it's like hard to pinpoint. It might take time before it's discovered what's really going on. Also, your dreams might give you a clue. So the only answers that you might have are spiritually. All right, let's move on to deck number 3. You have the 9 of Swords, the Knight of Coins, the Knight of Wands, the 2 of Swords, the Emperor, overall energy, the Empress, Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. So I feel like the overall energy is indicating that something is on the brink of happening. There's a new birth or new arrival of something. This can be something creative that you're working on. Maybe you're getting ready to give birth to your creative project, or like you had like this idea and you're just like, oh, I got to start working on it right now. It could be a literal birth or pregnancy. Maybe you're getting ready to start your own business. But I kind of feel like, you're on a brink of some sort of new beginning. Seems like you want like material things. Even if you're a spiritual person, like you want material things. You need the Venetian things, like, the necessities of life. But it feels like you're stressing about that, like you're overwhelmed. I don't know if you don't have it or if you do have it, but you feel guilty about it. It just seems like you could be dealing with a little bit of mental anguish or some sort of conflict. And something does seem to be stressing you out at night. Sometimes, I don't know, you're having a hard time staying rested at night, maybe because of a spirit or because of your mother. I feel like you're also at some point going to take back control of your situation. You might be allowing negative thoughts to consume you. And so at some point I feel like you're going to like take your power back from these thoughts that are giving you anxiety. In a love situation, it's funny because, and see, that's where all the cross watching comes from. Everybody, when you watch all the videos, but I do feel that there's a similar storyline. Whereas it's hard to tell who's coming through in your energy because there's like two people, and you can't tell if this person is one and the same, or if these are like two people. I think it's two people in your energy though, and it's hard to say who you'll end up with or who's gonna pursue you for sure, because there's two, and one is earth, one is fire. Yeah. So that's if you're single. I feel like there is someone who is attracted to you, who sees you as their their architect. I mean, not their art, their prototype. um, you come off as their ideal man or woman, or vice versa. There's someone that you've been thinking about, and you're like, that is just my ideal prototype of a companion. That is how I would want them to be, to act, to look, And so I do feel like this is the energy of, some your soulmate being here. But it's like, who will you end up with? But yeah, I kind of feel like there is someone who is nervous about approaching you, or they can't stop thinking about you. I don't know, they haven't decided on whether or not they're going to speak to you or not. Right now, this person is just like watching. They're observing you. They're strategizing. At some point, I kind of feel like this person's they're gonna say something to you, but it seems like it's in written form. So it could be a text message or something. Or maybe they slide in your DMs. I feel like this person has been holding on to these thoughts for some time. I almost feel like whatever they send to you, through a message, in message form, whatever they send to you, I almost feel like they wrote this like sometimes back and just have been holding on to it. Like they never sent it. Something has just like been in the drafts or in the back of their mind, or maybe they typed something out in their phone and they were like, one day I'm gonna send this message. And I feel like they're gonna show you. I also feel like if you sent something, well, it could go either way. I'm just kind of seeing like when somebody checks a message but they don't open it, especially like on Instagram, where you can like see a message but the person doesn't know that you saw the message unless you approve them. So I kind of feel like something like that could be going on. Yeah. Career-wise, I'm getting independent route. Like, I don't know if you're stressing about becoming independent full-time or something. Like you're thinking about all the worst possible outcomes. And I feel like you got to get a hold on yourself, on those thoughts, and just like do it. You might be trying to overplan something where it's just like, did you do the first step at least? And it's just like, okay, do step one at least, and then go back to your strategy corner. But you got to do something, Because right now it's just like too many thoughts in your head. But it does seem like someone is meant to go the independent route, or freelancing. Anything that gives you your own freedom and space where you can be independent. You don't necessarily have to lead others or direct others, but just at least do something on your own without being supervised or just little supervision. In fact, too much supervision likely gives you anxiety. You probably do better when people aren't supervising you. Well, in a love situation, it just really seems like you've got a secret admirer or two. Like I said, they aren't saying anything. They're too nervous. For some of you, the only time you hear from this person is through a dream, or if it's somebody that you don't know, maybe you just keep dreaming that you're in relationships that could just be telling you that this person is going to appear to you soon. And like I said, I feel like somebody, they can't talk, or like their throat chakra is blocked. You might also be able to pick up on whenever somebody is thinking about you a lot or pleasuring themselves to you, because you can feel it in your heart, like it maybe starts to flutter. I heard the name Tony for somebody. And I believe they have a beard and mustache. I almost want to say their little cousin spies on you, or their little brother or sister. I feel like somebody is working on themselves, but they're not there yet. They are concerned that they're going to shoot themselves in their foot. They are likely someone who sabotages themselves. The other person I'm getting, that they have like a dark complexion, but they might have like light colored eyes. And maybe people act like they're like, are those your real eyes? I mean, it could be contacts, but if they're their real eyes, I feel like they get asked this a lot. The other unusual situation I'm getting is a woman in a relationship with two men, and a fear of being judged by maybe their father and mother. Not even so much by society, but by the parents. It kind of feels like there are two people secretly fighting for you or blocking you. Now, if they're not doing anything, intentional to block you, it could be that their energy, like you still feel their energy, so it makes you hard to let go or find someone new. There could be someone that is really obsessed with watching you. And you can feel it. You're like, I feel like this person is watching me, but I can't prove it, so I feel crazy. Almost feel too like they might not even show up in your personal readings, but they show up in collective readings. Now, spiritually, it kind of feels like you're being observed from a spirit or a darker entity. They're not trying to harm you, they're just observing you. The other thing I'm seeing is if you're in a relationship, there's something going on. Well, for one, I see it again where the person is with two men. The woman is with two men and only feels guilty talking about it when it comes to her parents. The other thing I'm seeing is that a relationship where someone is being tempted. Someone feels like they're being lured or seduced, or like someone keeps calling their name and it's just like, no, I'm in a relationship, let me focus on them. And so they feel like they're being seduced either by you, or your partner feels seduced by somebody, but somebody is feeling like they're being lured. And they're obsessing. The more they try to shut these thoughts out, the more they want that person, or the more you want that person. I'm also getting that somebody is trying to control you, especially if it's somebody at work, like a supervisor. This person might be very controlling. And then even if this is just somebody that you're dealing with, whether it's a love interest or a family member, I feel like this person is like a master manipulator. They're very good at what they do. They might convince you, if this is love related, they might convince you to do something, and I don't know. I don't want to say that you still have to hold yourself accountable, even though this person does have the power of persuasion. You still have to hold yourself accountable. But it does seem like they manipulate you into a love triangle. Now, career-wise, this looks pretty good because it just seems like you are creating something, but you're also multitasking. You're trying to find ways, like you're working your magic. You're getting people to do things for you to help you grow your business or promote your business. Just seems like you're doing things. You're like, okay, maybe if I do this, or, let me ask this person. I'm like, you're really taking, you're utilizing all your contacts. You're networking, and you're utilizing all your networks to do something for you. Now, something might not go as planned or as you anticipated, but I don't feel like you should quit. Maybe just regroup. Last thing I'm getting is two people playing mind games with each other. And somebody just indirectly indicating that they are wanting to reconcile. Any decisions that you're making, just make sure that you're strong about these decisions, like you're really certain of these decisions. Stand on them, whatever they are, whatever you decide. All right, so those are all the messages. Hopefully some things resonated. Thank you guys for watching. Sending you love and grace.